If your dog gets sick, what's the first thing the vet will ask? What has the dog eaten? Today is a day for celebration, but more on that in a moment. In this video, we're going to talk about why you're not losing weight. Good news is, it's really simple. Bad news is, I can't sell you anything to do it. No pills, no shakes, no creams, no potions. So there's no money to be made by me here. One thing you can do for me though is like and subscribe. Costs you nothing, but it really helps out my channel. Thank you so much. Alright, so if you've tried every diet and exercise program and you're still looking at that number on the scale and unhappy, I know exactly how you feel. And frankly, so does almost every other person on the planet. There's very few of us that haven't been there. So in this video, we'll talk about what's wrong, why you can't lose weight, and the simple fix. And to do that, let's talk about celebrations. Because today, I'm celebrating. It was 1 year ago today that I began my journey on what would become known to me as the most appropriate human diet. A diet free of all the slogans and marketing we've been exposed to all our lives. 1 year ago today, the doctor told me I likely had pre-diabetes and I was an alcoholic. Spoiler alert, I was pretty convinced about the alcoholic thing in advance of that meeting. But to avoid the threat of pretty heavy medications, I decided to try my own path first. And I embarked on a wellness and self-control diet that would help me to get the alcohol out of my system. And that's right, my last drink was June 2nd, 2022. 1 year ago, I stopped drinking. And 1 year ago, I began the process of removing a macro from my diet that is not required. That macro was keeping me addicted to all the wrong foods and making me feel terrible. That macro is carbohydrate. And those same carbohydrates are the likely reason that you're not losing the weight that you want to lose, no matter how little you eat or how much you exercise. The carbs keep you hooked, bloated, and hungry for more. And it's within your power to fix this, just like I did. And again, you don't need to buy any special pills or potions. All you need to do is eat in an appropriate way. And how do you know what's appropriate? Look to the way humans have eaten as we evolved. We developed as we did not from eating breakfast cereals and Pop-Tarts, but from eating real food. Real food that was prepared with real ingredients. Not manufactured ones. For example, we didn't evolve splashing canola oil on all our food. And so I try to eat as naturally and ancestrally appropriate as possible. And if you're new to the channel, subscribe. I'm doing what's called a carnivore way of eating. That means eating nothing processed and nothing plant-based. It's entirely animal-based, with the exception of some black coffee. Simply, carnivore is an animal-based approach to eating, which means my diet is made up pretty much of meat, eggs, and water. And I've been eating this way now for 12 months. And at the age of 48, I now feel better and have better body composition than I have ever had in my life. In the last 12 months, I've gone from a pudgy, beer-bellied old man, hoping I don't get sick, to a fit and energetic guy ready to take on tomorrow. So what's changed in that time? I've lost a lot of weight. I've gone from having a beer belly to a completely flat stomach. But even better than that, I've healed in so many ways. Gum disease, gone. Arthritis, gone. Intermittent back pain, gone. And those are just a few of the standout improvements that happened very early on in my carnivore journey. And actually, there are so many things that I've got a separate video linked in the description with comparisons where I can show them. But the point is, when you're eating in an ancestrally appropriate way, you will lose weight and you'll also heal. So maybe you're overweight and you're also suffering from gum disease. You could go on a low-calorie or plant-based diet and maybe lose some weight, but you'll feel hungry all the time. And you'll always be fighting to keep your weight down, and you'll still have gum disease. Or instead of the low-calorie or plant-based diet, you could switch to an ancestrally appropriate carnivorous diet. And you'll find that you lose even more weight because your body actually wants to get back to its natural set point. And your gum disease likely clears up too. Because when you're now eating an ancestrally appropriate diet and you're actually getting some nutrition, your body resets and heals itself. Don't just take my word for it either.
I was 457 April the 17th of 2022, and I weighed 225 on April the 17th of 2023. So in 12 months.
But the more and more I uncovered, the more and more I realized this is how I should be eating. And I'm telling you, I feel amazing. I'm 65 pounds down. I no longer have digestive issues. I didn't know I had digestive issues. I knew I was bloated because I felt that, but I didn't feel anything else until I no longer have gas.
When I was really heavy, like 458 pounds, they look at that and they're like, well, that's why he's so fat now. And they don't realize that I've lost 160 pounds eating that.
I noticed that my hands didn't hurt nearly as much as they used to. It's like, hey, I think this is actually helping my arthritis. And then as I'm sitting there, I noticed that my pants were a little looser than they'd been. It's like, I should probably go step on the scale. So at that time, 2 weeks into it, I weighed 315. And since that's the first time I stepped on the scale since starting this diet, I have to say that I started at 315, which right now puts me at 148 pounds down.
And think about this. If your dog gets sick, what is the first question the vet will ask? What has the dog eaten? Not, has he taken all his supplements today? Not, is his diet balanced? But if you get sick, does the doctor ask you about your diet? Unlikely, but the doctor will write a script for more medications. So you're always going to be on this medication hamster wheel. Lack of nutrition, get sick, go to the doctor, take medication, get more sick, go back to see the doctor, get more medication. You can lose weight. You can get healthy. You can stop feeling like you're just waiting to die. But you can't get there by following traditional dietary advice. And you certainly can't get there from buying into all the marketing around breakfast cereals and processed foods. And the current advice clearly isn't working. And if I haven't convinced you as yet, please take the time now to at least join me while I cut my first birthday cake. Thanks for watching, guys. Please consider hitting like and subscribe and help get the word out there about this appropriate human diet. I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next video.